onside kick.
Welcome to TV 17's High School Football Game of the Week, another WXMI Community Sports Special. Tonight, the Muskegon Big Reds go up against the Muskegon Reese Puffer Rockets. Tonight's action is brought to you by Old Kent Bank, helping you keep in touch with your money all over Michigan, all over the U.S.
Good evening and welcome to high school football here on TV 17. Rick Berkey and Tom Krebs. We are in Muskegon, and we've got a dandy ball game tonight as the Muskegon Big Reds take on the Reese Puffer Rockets. Tom, we've got a dandy game, both teams undefeated.
Well, there's electricity in the air, Rick. We've got ourselves two teams undefeated. It's an inter-city rivalry. It ought to be a great ball game.
Not only are they off to good starts this year, but Tom, both had great seasons last year.
Well, both teams were 8-2 last year. Reese Puffer losing one of their ball games to Muskegon and the other one to Wyoming Park, the eventual runners-up in the state tournament. And Muskegon lost both their ball games to the defending state champions, Traverse City.
Well, they've got some outstanding talent on the field tonight. One of the guys we're going to keep an eye on for the Muskegon Reds is running back Eddie Brown.
Eddie Brown is just having an outstanding year. He's had averaging 9.3 yards per carry. He's definitely their leader.
One of the guys that Reese Puffer has to stop. On the other side of the line, though, quarterback Roger Faulkner, one of the key men for the Rockets.
Well, Roger's only a junior, and you're going to find that Reese Puffer's going to throw the ball a little bit more than Muskegon, but he is the key. They have to stop Faulkner in order to go and win the ball game.
It'll be a dandy match if we think, and a lot of points could be scored tonight. We hope you're ready for it. We are. We'll come back with the start of tonight's game right after this. Reggie Moore and Donald Banks, a little squib kick, hits down at about the 30-yard line. Coming the other way is Steve Pelote, and he gets up near the 40-yard line. And I think already, Tom, that was a sign of the respect that Reese Puffer has for the speed of Willie Wilson and company.
Well, I really believe that to be true, Rick. They had them all back there ready to go, and that's the safest thing. They're probably going to get to that position anyway if they kicked off deep to him.
Steve Troutner made the tackle. We'll check out the offensive lineup. You see Donald Banks, Bromley, Kemmerling, Abraham, Cross, Brown, and the other Brown up front. In the backfield, Rodney Burks, the senior quarterback, Eddie Brown and Willie Wilson, the two speedsters, and junior fullback Williams in the middle. And on first down off the right side, picking up about 4 or 5, was Williams.
Well, you notice the offense there, Rick. They lined up in a wing T formation.
Checking up the Rockets up front, Petterman, big 6'4", keep an eye on him, Nelski, Benson, McCall, and Valenti. Second down and a long 5. This is Willie Wilson, not much going there. They tried Willie Wilson off the left side. And 2 or 3 members of the... So here we go, the deep eye is Eddie Brown in the date back. He'll probably get the ball here, he does. Looks like he might want to throw it. He's got it, Wilson out there, and he's got a first down inside the 10. Pass from Eddie Brown to Willie Wilson, and the Big Reds have first and goal. Wayne Crosby finally made the stop.
You notice on this play again, it was the same typical play of their sweep action with Willie Wilson going inside, but this time he faked the block and sprinted downfield, was 5 yards behind his closest defender, hauled the pass in, and he's just one big load to take down.
Excellent execution by the Big Reds that time in a tough situation, 4th and 4. The ball spotted at the 7, first and goal from there.
Who would you give it to, Rick?
Willie Wilson. No, they'll give it to Rodney Burks, the fullback, and there's no going there. Muskegon interior. 3rd and goal from the 5. We'll see whether the Big Reds, I'll get it right yet, come up with.
The big man's in the backfield.
Back to pass, Burks, flare pass, touchdown, Eddie Brown! Rodney Burks doesn't throw the ball much, but you can see he makes it count when he does.
Great call here by the Big Red coaching staff. Again, play action pass. And again, poor Jeff Lewis, he got his feet all tangled up, and Burks was in for the...
Faulkner on first down wants to put it up. Trying to set up a screen, and it's broken up. Fine defensive play over there by Clayton Kemmerling. They wanted to set the screen up. He just took the back out of the left. On second down and 10. Monette hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Willie Wilson.
Who else? Willie Wilson having a tremendous game. Long-time successful coach over at Muskegon Catholic Central before switching. Into the open, going the distance. Touchdown, Big Reds. Andre Burks, the backup fullback, went 38 yards for the score.
You'll notice in the replay, it was just straight on blocking, but a tremendous hole, just a tremendous hole opened up there by Abraham and Cross and Brown on that right side, and he just took it straight up the gut, 38 yards, touchdown, Big Reds.
The bench, and he just ran away from people now. We try for the conversion. Burks rolling right, throws against the grain, and it is caught for the conversion. I believe Donald Banks was the man who caught it, and it was. Banks made the conversion for the two-point play, and it's now 14-0 in favor of the Muskegon Big Reds. We'll take a break and come back with a kickoff right after this.
Everything pretty good. They have a lot of confidence. They've got 7 returning starters in this squad and doing a great job.
Brown again, the deep back. And they're trying to set up the screen. Pass over the middle, and it is caught. Going down to the 10, to the 5. Donald Banks, touchdown, Big Reds.
How he got that ball away, I'll never know.
Rodney Burks with a spectacular play.
Look at this, as he goes back to throw the ball, there's rockets all around him, He throws the ball. Unfortunately, the defender for the Rockets slipped, and now it's just a matter of running into that end zone. Beautiful open field.
Crosby running wide, cuts inside. Boy, just a couple maybe. Donald Banks and company over there for the Big Reds program. He doesn't look 6'4" to me from here, but he is thin, so that can be a little deceptive. Third down and 5. Eddie Brown got a block. Eddie Brown, 45-yard touchdown. Eddie Brown, and the Big Reds continue to amaze and excite with his age crowd.
You notice on a replay again, pulling by the guards, and the man who I really think threw a beautiful block out there is Clayton Klemmerling. He did a great job picking up a beautiful block, cutting back inside, all the way in for a touchdown. Beautiful run, great speed. It's tough to take down these Big Reds when they're in the open field. They can shift and slide faster than anybody I've ever seen.
They do not have anybody that can kick an extra points. That's their big weakness. Burks rolls right and does not get into the end zone. Fine tackle out there by Reese Puffer, Steve Troutner, and one of the Rock. Donald Banks split out wide to the left. This is Burks. Breaks away. Banks, rather, and he's got all kinds of yards all the way across the midfield stripe. That's right the first time. Andre Burks.
There was some great blocking up there by Craig Brumley. You'll notice at the line, again, look at number 54 there. He was in there working very hard. Pat Abraham, all the guys getting a big hole, moving up there. Great run, great play.
Mike Weese's finally brought him down, but it's another first down for the Big Reds. Boy, they talk about the Miami killer bees that the Miami Dolphins used to have, but what about the Muskegon killer bees? You got Banks, Burks, Brown, 2 Browns, 2 Burks. And this is Eddie Brown. Eddie dances off one man. Oh my goodness, was that a major college move there or not?
Excellent running. That's saying you're not going to take me down.
Watch him break this tackle.
Everyone thought he was stopped. Notice again, good block here on the side. Lead back coming around. Burks comes around, comes inside. Now look what he does. He bounces off, keeps his hand posted. We call that the old Alabama drill, and continues down the sideline. Here comes Kurt Prinz again. Seems like he's been in on almost every tackle all night long.
Boy, I don't want to get carried away with adjectives, but I've seen Lorenzo White make a play like that a couple of times. Ability to bounce off a man and keep the... This is Eddie Brown. He's got some people out in front. Touchdown, Eddie Brown. Goodness gracious. You wonder why he's averaging 9.3 yards a carry. Eddie Brown.
I can tell you why
yards for the score.
Watch Andre Burks, number 5, the fullback. I'll show you why Eddie Brown gets yardage he does. Watch the block that Burks puts on that kid. Look at that. He takes out Kurt Prinz, drives him halfway to the end zone, and that gives Eddie...
Individual rushing totals, but he's got to be up near 100 yards, if not over it. And the Big Reds once again will run the conversion. Burks will throw it against the grain, and Donald Banks all alone makes the catch. And that makes it 32-0 in favor of the Big Reds.
Once again, we reflect ahead a little bit to Muskegon's championship battle at the Silverdome against Sterling Heights Stevenson. Here's a crunching hit by Anthony Watkins, negating an attempted pass completion to the running back out of the backfield, John Goralski. As we watch once again Reuben Townsend's important defensive sack to take Stevenson out of field position, it's a chance for us to catch up on the Big Reds during the course of the regular season. Muskegon stayed on the road in games number 3 and 4. They stayed perfect on the season as they easily knocked off Saginaw Arthur Hill 28-8 and once beaten Fruitport 24-0 to preserve their number 1 ranking. Game number 6 would be one where the Big Reds would need little incentive. It was off to Traverse City to take on their longtime rival and defending state Class A champions. Nobody had to remind the Big Reds who their only 2 losses of the 1985 season were against. Muskegon came out on top. There was no blizzard this time, and Muskegon went 6-0 in the season following a 22-12 victory over a very fine Traverse City ball club. Martin Luther King as this game gets underway. Andre Burke is the midfield. They give the Big Reds great field position following the opening kickoff. Andre Burks gets a couple of tough yards to set up this next play that we called for you live on WKBZ Radio in Muskegon. Let's pick it up live.
Get about 7 men right up that line of scrimmage. It's big right Eddie Brown. He's trying to get back to
Eddie Brown gives Muskegon first blood as the Big Reds go up front with only a minute and a half gone in their game against Detroit Kings Crusaders. Rodney Burke with his traditional rollout play goes to the right, tucks it under his arm and scampers into the end zone of Muskegon. Just like that, goes up front 8-0. As you can see, 10-24 on the scoreboard. What will Muskegon call right here? Will Dave Taylor cross him up with an onside kick? We'll wait and see. John Gorachek's kick is an onside kick, and who's on the bottom of the pile with a football? It's Muskegon's little mighty mite, the Smurf, Anthony Watkins, with a recovery. Muskegon on the offensive attack, this time in great field position at the King 42-yard line. Out of the eye with Willie Wilson in motion. They go right up the middle to the fullback for a yard or so. Andre Burks gets a couple of yards. This time they're in a power eye right with the ends in tight. Rodney Burks hands off to Eddie Brown. He gets another great block from Cedric Brown, and he goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Muskegon looking invincible at this point in time. Again, Eddie Brown gets a couple of tough yards to the 20-yard line. This time it's pitched back to Andre Burks, and he's got a hole. He stays on his feet and dives into the corner of the end zone. Andre Burks with Muskegon's second touchdown, and Detroit Martin Luther King has yet to touch the football on offense. The Big Reds, of course, will have to go for two with no field goal or extra point kicker. Rodney Burks sends Eddie Brown in motion to the right. Burks rolls again. Will he run? Nope. He'll stop and throw into the end zone to a wide open Jeff Brown. And Muskegon leads 16-0. Detroit Martin Luther is over here to Hackley Stadium. The guy who was rated in the preseason as a #1 football player in the entire state of Michigan in quarterback Darnell Dickerson. Dickerson with a rifle-like arm, however, shows his jitterness on the first play as the Crusaders of Detroit King are in motion. With only a one single set offense. Dickerson throws out here in the right flat, incomplete over the head of the intended receiver, Sean Yates. But he noticed that Muskegon was giving Yates lots of ground. He's going to go right back with the same play. It's complete to Yates, and look at this nifty little move. Reggie Moore saves an apparent Crusader touchdown as he angles him out of bounds in the neighborhood of the 17-yard line. King has proven that they can move the football against his heralded Big Red defense. They get right up the middle to Darwin Moore, and he's down to the 10-yard line. A couple of plays later, Moore goes into the end zone, and Detroit King is on the board. They trail Muskegon 16-6, and we're still in the first quarter of play. King was offside on the kickoff. They'll have to do it over again. Eddie Brown with the ball, and watch this hit by Detroit Martin Luther King. Eddie Brown, however, showing you his durability. He quickly pops up to his feet. Rodney Burks, he wants to show Darnell Dickerson and Detroit King he can throw the ball. He threw this one on 1 foot, more than 45 yards in the air, down to Willie Wilson at the goal line. Willie's at the 1-yard line, and Muskegon is again knocking on Martin Luther King's doorstep. Muskegon punched it home to give them a 22-7 lead. King again back on the offense. Dickerson out of the eye. He's calling an audible. All the major colleges after this youngster. He throws out here in the right flat a perfectly thrown ball, but it was botched up by the intended receiver, Yates. Dickerson throws over the middle to his tight end, Nicholas James. He's got it, and he's at midfield as King is again moving the football. Darnell Dickerson gives to his tailback. Darwin Moore, and again, he's got some running room. He's down at the Big Red 40-yard line before he's brought down by Eddie Brown. Muskegon's defense now being tested. More of the ball carry, and Willie Wilson came out of nowhere from his linebacking position to stop Moore for little, if any, gain. As once again, the Muskegon Little Big Red Indian does his little dance down there on the sidelines. It's 22-7. As Dickerson once again will carry the mail, this time for a couple of yards. Didn't get much, but he got enough to sustain a first down. Dickerson now back to pass. And coming from the blind side, making the sack, is defensive right end Chris Cross for the Muskegon Big Reds. That stopped a King drive, and Muskegon takes over deep in their own territory. They pitch back to who else? Eddie Brown. He's trying to get him out of a hole, and he gives him some breathing room as he's across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Another first down for the Big Reds. The Big Red drive stalls, and Chris Cross again, counting on to get him out of the hole, and he does exactly that. King on the return, but they only got it out near the 30-yard line. But again, Dickerson at the controls. He's a threat to score from any point on the field. He gives right up the middle again to Moore, and he again shows his masterful running ability as he's across the 45-yard line for a first down for the Crusaders. Up the middle they go again with Moore, and he's out near midfield, getting another big 8 yards on the play. Dickerson with receivers out right and left, goes to the tailback again. This time he only gets 2 or 3 as the Muskegon defense stiffens. They did pick up a first down on the play, and Dickerson will throw to the back out of the backfield. However, he got nowhere as Mario Hoffman came in from his defensive right corner spot to apply a crunching blow. Still in the second period. Little time left on the clock. Dickerson airs it out, but there are the Big Reds secondary alert downfield, breaking up the long pass play. Ross again back to punt. Cross gets another booming punt out. It's returned from the 20-yard line. Bobbled for a moment, but as all kinds of flags go out, the fine field position at the 40-yard line will be negated, and King will have to set up their offense inside their own 25. A little dive play did not fool the Muskegon Big Red defense. And now the Big Reds will have one last play and a half. This will be it. What will Rodney Burks do? He throws the Hail Mary downfield that is batted around and caught by Andre Burks for a touchdown. Muskegon goes up front, 28-6. Just for a moment, the Big Reds saw a penalty flag down on the field. But there's good news at Hackley. The penalty is against Detroit. Martin Luther King. And the last grass touchdown play, it works for a Big Red touchdown. Burks apparently has a two-pointer to tight end Jeff Brown. But a penalty flag this time works against the Big Reds, and they'll have to start their extra point from the 17-yard line. As one faithful Big Red fan says, you can do it, Reds. Let's see if they can on this long point after. That's Rodney Burks momentarily bobbling the snap, throws it in the corner of the end zone to a wide-open Big Red. And Muskegon and Jeff Brown go into the locker room enjoying a 30-7 lead at intermission. While we're at halftime, once again, it's the incomparable Big Red marching band entertaining this large crowd at Hackley. Another fine performance by Jim Lawrence's Marching Big Reds is well received by the fans at Hackley Stadium as Chris Cross, shortly into the third period, punts the Big Reds out of imminent danger. After much scoring in the first half, 37 points put on the board, we'll see the next 12 minutes go scoreless at Hackley Stadium. That's Dion Irvin from his nose guard position, making a big play for Muskegon. Dickerson back to pass for the Big Reds. Fires one over the middle, in and out of the hands of Donald Banks, who had nothing but green grass in front of him. And let Dickerson show you why he's one of the top-rated players in the entire country. He aired that one on almost the entire length of the football field. King back to punt. A short kick, however, takes a favorable King bounce into Big Red territory. Well, they let it go dead at the 37. King shortly thereafter gets the ball back. And look at Cedric Brown, forces interception. He nearly sacks Dickerson, but the pass is picked off by Andre Burks, who then goes out of bounds just in Big Red territory to stop another apparent King drive.